Jamie.
Hi.
Welcome back to Podcastina.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, this is kind of a nice little button because when I resurrected this show, you were my first guest at Spotify.
I remember. I was just as nervous then.
Well, nothing to be nervous about. We're just hanging.
Yeah.
My mom's watching.
Can I talk directly to them?
Yes.
By the way? Okay. Hello, everyone we know.
So, what are you looking forward to right now?
Well, do your fans know about the move?
They do.
Okay. So
My fans, thank you.
Yeah.
That feels so like ostentatious.
Yeah. It's true. It's true. I think I'm looking forward to definitely having like a settled place and being organized again. Like, I know you wouldn't probably classify me as being an organized person, but I like living with you and being here the last 2 years. I definitely felt a sense of normalcy and routine that I've never felt before.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
so
you.
I'm really looking forward to having that again.
Good.
But I have no idea where I'm going, so that's the crazy part.
That's so fun. Tentatively hopping around, doing some
Yeah.
traveling,
Yeah.
maybe doing Costa Rica still for a month and a half.
I'm thinking about it. For sure, it's an option. One of our girlfriends moved to Puerto Rico, so I'll definitely be going there. Right now, I'm just like house hopping and cat sitting and all those good things. So yeah, I don't know. It's the first time in my life I've ever not had like set plans of where I'm gonna live. It's a whole new adventure for sure.
Is that kind of like refreshing mentally? Is there something about the kind of like contradiction of being set? Because this is, I think you said, the longest that you've lived in a single location, at least like in LA,
Yeah.
to then
Yeah.
be going from 2 years of consistency to, oh, I don't even know where I'm going to land in a couple months.
Yeah. Wait, sorry. What was
No, just isn't it like, it's okay. It's the like dichotomy of you lived in your longest place in LA here with me, and then to going to, I don't know what my next address is going to be.
Yeah, it's just a bizarre feeling, like overall, just to not know where I'm going to land, but then I also just have complete trust that it's like all gonna work out. Like that, I think that's the difference of where I've been over the last few years. It's like, oh, I just know something's gonna pop up and be the perfect thing for me, and I'm kind of just riding the wave of that right now. So yeah, it TBD,
You're good at trusting the universe. I'm sometimes good at trusting the universe. I'm trying to take a page out of your book a little more.
Thank
because
you.
I think while I have the intention and very much like have the thoughts of, I know here's how I'm supposed to think, how I'm supposed to feel, I'm supposed to believe in it, and I want to. And the intellectualizing piece of it is there for me, where I'm like, I know I'm just supposed to believe that it's all going to work out, because it absolutely does.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so easy for me to fall down the anxious rabbit hole. Like, as I was setting up, I was telling you, I have been having cortisol driven just sweats, like hot flashes. And
At night too, right?
At night, yeah. And it was going on for 2 months. And it was going on for at least a month before I even really clocked it, because I kind of do this thing where I just like deny that things are wrong with my body until it gets to a point where like I can't deny it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And it's absolutely just all cortisol driven and stress driven. But over the last couple of days, especially, I'll be like packing a bag, or I was getting my nails done today and I was just like, let myself think about the move for a second, and that like hot sweat started coming up, and all of a sudden I'm getting shiny, and it's just like, oh, and I can't, I've never experienced stress in this particular way. I used to get eczema all the time, and my allergy shots cured my eczema. And this is what I was thinking about today when I ended up at my old immunologist's office by accident. That like, that used to be my stress response. That used to be my autoimmune response. And now I guess it's hot flashes, so it's a new thing to adjust to.
That is, I mean, it's definitely an adrenaline fight or flight response that your brain is preparing for, right? It's like getting your body like, okay, like we're ready to make a big change and we're going to be in a whole new environment, right? So yeah, just keeping gentle with yourself with it. And like you could even like pat yourself and hug yourself and be like, we're safe, you know,
Oh, I like
whenever
that.
that comes up.
I know I do need to do that. I have maybe not the healthiest of coping mechanisms.
I don't know. You're pretty healthy in a lot of ways with that. Like your main anxiety relief is working out. Like that's the healthiest coping mechanism. The thing I struggle to get my patients to do the most, and
Yeah.
myself included.
Well, that actually explains the timeline because our gym has been out of order for the same period of time that I've been having these like night sweats. I haven't been in my normal. I mean, I was like minimum 3 days a week, usually 4 to 5 at the gym. And that just hasn't been. I haven't worked out in like a week and a half. And I've been working out once, maybe twice a week, maybe like squeezing in a walk here and there with the gym being out and with all the chaos of the move. So I think that maybe that's probably why.
I didn't even think about that, but that could be a thing.
It must be. It must be because I was so regimented about working out and getting it out. And without that outlet, my body's like going berserk.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I think that may be, because you're so physical normally and you're always going, and you've been confined to just like packing and doing these specific things. Like in our, apartment that's a little on the dark side. It's starting to get cold. Like your body's like, oh, I need exercise,
Yeah. We had a moment of laughing the other day when I'm going to share this with them. You had shown me the light that I could ask my therapist for a superbill, which is a word I wouldn't have known.
So funny. Yeah, you got to tell that.
Didn't even know that term if it wasn't for you. Asked her for it and she was like, well, I can't put it together without giving you a diagnosis. And we're just not in this like diagnostic type label relationship. It's like very much by the book talk therapy. And she did once tell me she did like almost diagnose me with anxiety because it was in response to me saying, oh, well, I got off birth control and I didn't think my anxiety was that bad. And she practically went like
guys, I knew the day she stopped taking it, it was instant increase in anxiety. Instant. Like that was like right when we first moved in together too.
It was because it was almost 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember. And also it was, can I say about the OCD part?
Of course. Yeah, please.
Galina kept telling me that she had OCD, but I did not believe her because she masked it so well. And then we move in together and it's like obvious OCD. Like the whole time we've been friends, I literally could not tell as a licensed
because it's not
mental health
behavioral OCD. It's
No,
like environmental
it
OCDs.
is. Yeah. Like, for example, I cannot have new things on the countertop at all. But she can have random items on the countertop and her brain feels safe with that.
But I have nothing on the counter.
You had the random bottle of caramel coffee creamer.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, that I did have
syrup.
that for
It was
like a year.
syrup.
Yeah, I never used it.
For like a year and you never used it once. And then if I had something that like I was actually eating, you'd be like shoving it in the cabinet.
I know that's been like such a pattern that it's always like a random, but I like as little on the countertop or any space, desk, my dresser, like my bathroom. I grew up with clutter everywhere and not in a dirty way, but just in like a, oh my God, all the multivitamins are out. All the mail is out. Everything that like doesn't really get used either is out. And it's such just like a response, like a 180 response to that, where I'm like, if it doesn't look the same to me, something happens where like I'm actually not okay. And
No,
I know that it's
I know
irrational.
that like I can feel that your body feels unsafe.
Yeah.
Like I can literally tell. And that's why I'm like, oh, I gotta fix it. Galina gives me the drive to be cleaner, more organized. I mean, I'm clean, but I'm not organized. And I think living with you, it's like I'm like at my highest level of organization right now, which really is a lot for me. So I owe that to you.
Oh, thank you very much. I know it's been like, I mean, I do think that I have some ADHD. Like I don't think anybody gets out. It's not like yours at all. And
Yeah.
seeing it and like understanding it has, I think, helped me soften. Hopefully, I think I have.
Tell me what
Mhm.
you've noticed, like what your previous thoughts of ADHD were compared to like actually living with someone with hardcore ADHD. Like, what were your thoughts like of other people to like now you know? I would love to hear that.
It's interesting piggybacking this off of you not necessarily noticing that I had OCD, because it's the same. Your ADHD doesn't present conversationally. Like, it's very easy to have linear conversations with you. I would have never known you had such bad ADHD if it wasn't for living with you.
Yeah.
Yours presents environmentally just as my OCD presents
Totally.
environmentally. So that was the thing that I learned, because if you would have been like telling me before you had ADHD, I would have never, like, the places that I had been to where you lived before always seemed very clean.
Do you remember me telling you when we were talking about moving in together? I said, have you ever lived with anyone with ADHD before? And you're like, what? No, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Like, I knew then. I was like, oh, she's about to find out. Like, this is.
Because I didn't believe it, because you don't
Yeah.
act like,
Yeah.
to me, an ADHD person has like a spazzy personality, and that's not, couldn't be like further from the truth with you.
Thank you. Sometimes I feel very spazzy. I
No,
appreciate
not in
that.
conversation. Like, you're not spazzy. You're not spazzy with plans. You're not spazzy with like going out and doing things. And obviously, like, you're successful in your professional stuff. So I'm like, what is she talking about? And then it like,
You can give good examples.
things just sit in the washer. Things just sit in the washer until I mention that they've been in the washer.
Guys, I have literally washed like sometimes 3 cycles of clothes, like 3 cycles of the same like clothes cycle, because or clothes, whatever that would be considered. Like, I can set alarms. It doesn't matter. I will forget what the alarm even means, and I'll just hit snooze. It is so real. I think so. I would say that's probably my biggest one. Leaving cabinets open, putting food in wrong places, running into things is a big one. I know you've noticed my lack of spatial awareness. Like, I literally run into things. Monty has a gate where it's in going into my bedroom, and so that way he doesn't go in there and pee. That's a whole nother funny story. But yeah, so I have this gate and I trip over it every single day. It's not a high gate, it's like a low gate. And it's like my brain cannot perceive where the gate is every time I pick my foot up. It's every single day. I mean, I know you hear me hit it and then cuss like every time, and it's like a new experience for me. And then on top of that, every time I forget things, it's like I'm still shocked that I have ADHD in that moment. It's like a whole new realization of how bad it is, and that shocks me every time. My brain doesn't even remember that. So yeah, it gets real intense sometimes.
The other part of it, and we don't have to like stay on this for much longer, but the object permanence part, which I didn't know was like a thing. You know, you'll like buy all these foods and be like, is this yours?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, it's yours.
Oh, I'll buy food, and because it's not in front of me, because obviously I can't leave things on the counter. I'll put it up in the cabinets, but then I don't eat it because I forget that it's there. I forget that it completely exists. And so months later, I'll be like cleaning out something and I have no idea, and I have to ask Galina whose it is.
I will forget things if they're like, you know, out of sight, out of mind for sure. But then when it's in front of me, I'm like, oh yeah, I bought this.
Yeah. I'll still have no memory. Like, she'll tell me, oh yeah, that's yours. And I'll be like, is it? I don't know.
We've done a good job, I think. It's like in its own weird way complimentary, because I'm also like fearful of living with someone with like worse OCD than me, because I think some of the fears with like any type A personality is butting up. Like, it's the weird pitfall of being type A is that I'm never type A enough. I'm like jealous of people who are more type A than me. And I fear that they're going to reinforce my own self-belief that I'm lazy. Because at the end of the day, I think I don't anymore. Like, I've therapied out enough. But like almost my whole entire life, no matter how productive I actually was, because all my self-worth was tied up in how productive I am, I never did enough. I could have done more. I could have worked harder. I could have been cleaner. I could have ran further, lifted more, stayed up later, whatever.
Mhm.
Like it was never enough, even when it was such a volume of accomplishments.
Yeah. Yeah. I do think we are complementary type A and B for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're not extremist versions of those. We're moderate to extreme maybe in stressful circumstances,
Mm-hmm.
but on a day-to-day basis, we're not extreme versions
No.
of A and B. So yeah, I agree with that.
And I'm afraid of people who are extreme on
Yeah, on
any of those
any
things.
side. Yeah, for sure.
But I think I forgot to close the story of, so my therapist put that I have generalized anxiety disorder on my diagnostic super bill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Galina was in the kitchen and she's like, oh, what do I tell her? Because I was basically explaining how you can, at the end of the year, this goes for all your listeners too, if you're paying out of network costs, especially in mental health, like to someone who's cash pay only, ask for a super bill and then you can submit that to your insurance company and get usually like 40 to 70% reimbursement depending on your insurance. And Galina did not know about that, so I was like, oh yeah, do this. And then obviously she needs a diagnosis code and I'm like F41.1, which is generalized anxiety disorder.
And she emailed it to me with that code on it before I even told her.
Yeah. It was a really good moment. I like that. That was funny.
What's your self boundary with diagnosing your friends? Because there's no way that it's not like running through your brain when you're talking to one of us and we're like exhibiting signs of something. Do you stop yourself? How do you stop yourself?
It's funny. It may come up naturally. Well, first of all, let me just say this. I diagnose only really when needed. I actually don't believe in a lot of diagnostic coding. I think like so much of it is more trauma related and anyone can be on a spectrum of that at any given moment. So just putting that as a baseline. But I used to never even let myself go there. Whereas now, if it is something that is helpful, I'm actually owning that and being like, oh, I know what this is, instead of like beating around the bush, which in situations, there's a lot of times I've regretted like not honoring my knowledge, I guess, when I should have. But yeah, unless someone asks me directly, I would never tell them unless like I'm truly worried about them, and even then people don't listen. So, I really don't like to do that because, people either become very attached to a diagnosis or they seem to be repelled by it. So unless someone asks me directly, like I try not to go down that route. But if it is something that helps me, I do acknowledge that now. Yeah.
That's a good boundary to have around it.
Yeah.
What have you learned about dating this year?
Oh, God, that question. Oh, man.
Because you and I have been like, bouncing boards for each other with our dating debacles.
Yeah. That's been interesting. I think I've learned to start to really, it's kind of similar what we were just talking about. Like, I need to acknowledge how I feel. There's so many times I'll pick up on traits, personality traits, so I think for dating for me this year, I have learned to listen to my gut right off the bat. If something isn't right, it probably is. Like there's something going on. You may not know what it is. It doesn't have to be something big and over the top, but something's off. Whereas I think I used to deny my body's response to things. Now I'm like, no, there's something there. Like I'm 99.9% right most of the time. I just may not know exactly what that is. So I think listening to my body's response to potential partners, in dating situations. I've also, it's weird, this year I've really learned the power of pausing, the power of detachment. I don't think I've ever learned that skill until now. pausing really gives you a chance to see if you actually like that person, and not even just if you like them, if you align with them. For me, it's about alignment. I can like a lot of people. I get excited. I love people, right? But for me, it's about, what does this person, like, what are their values? What type of future do they see for themselves? Do we even come close to that? You know, I think taking the pause and like doing things very slow is really helpful for that. And I think that's a skill, that I've definitely never had before.
Good.
Going back to ADHD, the ADHD girlies know you get hooked on someone fast. So when you really like someone, it's almost like love is I think more intense for people that are more on the neurodivergent spectrum, especially at first.
That's true. And I see, like, I feel so protective of you. So I'm so happy to hear that, because what I've seen, and I think like a thing that attracts me to you as a friend, is like you're such an amazing cheerleader for people. So people who like need a lot of attention will gravitate towards you and be like, oh my God, she's fulfilling this need that it's why you're able to be friends with comedians, because I think so many of us like need so much.
You're not needy at all, though.
Thank you. I think
just putting that out there.
Let me not pathologize my needs for a second, but I think that because I've seen over the years, and it's gotten so much better, but like when I met you, the amount of like needy people that were around you, because you like give them that like support all the time, and that support and like kindness resonates off of you. So those types of people come into your orbit a lot. Versus me, I'm like such a fucking ice queen that those people are not interested in me
too, though. Like I am like, I'm not afraid to be an ice queen right off the bat now.
Good.
It's actually, that's another skill I've probably learned. Like I think for me it stems from a place of like learning more about my attachment style, which I know you probably had guests on that talk about that. And I think my biggest core wound is abandonment, whether it's through death, through relationships ending, through, parental dynamics, any type of abandonment can come in a lot of ways. And in the past, I would give and give and give in hopes of not being abandoned in some way. And so that's like my deep core wound that I think I've actually worked through now, like now I'm like, bye bitch. Like, what I mean? Like I can actually let shit go in multiple areas, work as well. If something is not a right fit, I'm not like trying to like if a patient doesn't like me, like I actually want them to go find someone else. I don't even get hurt about it,
Amazing.
Yeah. So that feels good for sure.
I think I've learned, well, at least I've gained, I don't know how much I've actually implemented the change, but I've gained the desire to be a little bit softer and more patient, because I do think I'm just in like defense mode with new people almost instantaneously. Not if they seem warm and safe, but I think the second I see any kind of red flag, I just like shut down with people.
You're suspicious.
I'm so suspicious.
You are the queen of sus.
Yeah, you're right.
But that
it's a defense mechanism, and it has warded off a lot of creeps for me. Totally. So I'm like, well, why would I change this? Why would I pathologize it if it has served to protect me so much in the past? But I also don't want to like inadvertently burn bridges with people quickly, because I ice someone out like the second something comes up, and I need to learn more to like accept people for who they are, even if that means like keeping them at arm's length and being like, okay, I don't need to fully cut this person off. They are this way, and I don't love this way that they are, so I'm not going to have them like really close to me. But it doesn't mean I need to be like, you're dead to me, which sometimes I have gone that route.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
But your heart has opened this year, though.
I think it has.
I've noticed that about you. You have softened a lot, like especially in the last like 6 months. It was almost like when you decided to move to Austin, I watched your heart just like,
thank you.
Open up a lot. Yeah.
In general, I've come so much into my own since like turning 35. And it's interesting. Like the timeline does line up with us moving into this apartment, but I like realized I wanted kids and started feeling my feelings more and started kind of honoring who I was as like a 13-year-old. I always joke that I like went back to listening to like my high school music and put my gauges back in and like
Yeah.
reverted so much to little Galina and who I was as an adolescent, which was like a
Mhm.
stage in my life that I used to be so embarrassed about and feel so much shame around. And then like within the last 2 years, I feel more myself than ever. And I'm like honoring what I used to think was like this weird version of me. And instead I'm like, no, I want to be that in an adult way now. I want to like still be that person and like bring her back and actually like give her a shot now. So all of that has also kind of happened in the last 2 years.
Oh, that's really beautiful child parts work.
Yeah.
I love
And I
that.
cry all the time now.
Yeah. I mean, you cry for, I mean, I don't know. I'm a big fan of crying. You know, it's a form of purging in a way. Like your body needs to energetically get that out. So yeah, I'm pro crying, but you don't cry all the time. I
Oh,
think you've
I
cried
did this
very.
year.
Do you think so? Like comparatively, because I guess I wouldn't know from previous year.
Comparatively, I think I cried enough this year to make up for like a decade of not crying, truly,
Oh,
because it started
such
with
good release.
such a release, but it was like the fires happened and that was so devastating. Even like I should, it's a thing where I'm like, oh, I shouldn't even be crying. I didn't lose anything besides like work and places I loved and whatever. So when that happened, I remember crying every day for weeks, just taking it all in and hearing about people that I know that lost their homes and the devastation of it, like just the general mood. And then I started crying about the beauty of like the city coming together and everybody helping and the fact that I was getting turned away from these donation sites and turned away from volunteer opportunities because they had too many. So then I was crying for the beauty of it.
Yeah.
And then things kind of chilled out a little bit in February, but then I went to Austin and then I realized I need to move there. And then I started crying every day about that. And it was just like, I've only had teeny tiny windows of no crying this year, and they've been small. I mean, we're talking weeks, sometimes days. I didn't cry, I think, this last Friday, but other than that, I've cried like every day for months.
I mean, it is the year of the snake. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's the year of shedding. It's the year of release what no longer serves you. And those coping, or what did you say it was earlier? Like the way that you have these defense mechanisms, right? Those don't serve you because those don't really get you what you want. Deep down, you have to have that open heart to get intimacy, right? And that's what this year has been about, is like shedding all of that to like allow something new to come in. You know, that's the way I look at this year. I think I've done a lot of shedding. I know we both have.
We both have. Yeah.
Literally, I mean, my hair's been falling out, so technically I've been actually shedding. Yeah, random autoimmune disorder this year.
I'm
That's
sweating
been
right
real
now.
fun. Yeah.
Talk to me about like what's the appeal of Kabbalah? Why did you start going? What do I need to know about it?
Guys, David Guillaume, wow.
He kicked it off, huh?
He kicked it off. You know, okay, so basically I'd had this experience in a medicine ceremony. It was back in like May, where I was like, the main message of this ceremony was it was your body needs to be able to hold light. Your body, your vessel. That was the message. Like your vessel needs to be able to hold the light of whatever's coming in, right? And it just felt like a lot of love, and there was like a visual representation of this light for me in that ceremony. And the next week, I actually was targeted on Instagram with a David Guillaume, and I had not talked about this with anyone, so I don't know if this was part of it, if it was a synchronicity of the world, who knows, but it was a David Guillaume post, and it was about how to clear your body as a vessel for the light. I mean, like to a T what the message was. And so I checked it out and I did the first intro course, and man, it was like all of the things, all of these spiritual principles and experiences that I'd had, they all just made sense and came together in this like format that like helped me apply it within my daily life. It was basically like a very good integration tool for me. And then I ended up going to one of the classes at the Kabbalah Center, and it's just kind of like built from there. I missed the one this week because we're moving, but it's been every Monday night, and I do this daily thing every day with David Guillaume. And one of the really cool things is that with him, it's pay as you want. So it's not like they're trying to make a bunch of money. The guy's already a gazillionaire, you know, like he's actually just like wants you to have this information and these tools. So I just love that anyways. And then the Kabbalah Center is like not expensive at all. Like I thought it was going to be so expensive, you know, because it's like all these celebrities and Madonna. Like that was like my, you know, previous thoughts about it. But it's just been the coolest thing with the coolest people, the most loving, kind. Like you show up in a room full of people that are just like there to work on themselves, and it's just it's been beautiful. Like it's been a gift that I didn't expect. Yeah. It was really cool. I'm pretty anti-religion in some ways. So this was a very pleasant surprise. And it doesn't matter what religion you are. You can tap into whatever you believe in even more with those tools. So that's why I really like it.
It's funny. I feel like you're more tapped into Judaism and things surrounding it than I am.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I dated an Orthodox Jewish guy for 5 years. Love of my life. Yeah. It was a beautiful experience to like be a part of his family and just to be around a community that's so close that takes care of each other. And even like the idea of you know, Shabbos, it's like so beautiful. Like we get off technology to connect our loved ones. Like what more is needed than that in the world right now, you know? And so yeah, I've definitely just been a part of that world since then, for sure, in some way. Yeah.
I don't know if I have the like, I don't know if stamina is the right word. I couldn't stomach like a silent retreat. Could you?
I think about it. I think I would. I think it's called like vipassana, or there's a particular word for it, and I really do want to try it at some point for sure.
I want to try it.
Yeah.
I want to do like the eat, pray, love, go to India, clean floors with a toothbrush so I can like thank source while I'm like doing this intense labor and cut off from things and waking up at 4 a.m. and eating vegetarian. All like there's this fantasy about some version of me that I don't think she exists, but it, you know, I fantasize about that version of me that does those things.
I think you would explode. I don't know if you could do that one.
I don't think I could shut the fuck up for
I
that.
don't think so.
I don't think so, because constantly like I oscillate between introvert and extrovert, and the extrovert comes out because the thoughts are so loud in here and they're so ongoing all the time and there's so many of them that if I don't like sometimes I do need to just recharge and be in solitude, and that's like the only child in me trying to fucking regulate. But other times if I've just been thinking and not saying things out loud, it feels like my brain's gonna leak out of my ears.
Yeah. That's why you exercise.
Yes. That's why I have hot flashes when I can't
Now you're having hot flashes because you can't exercise.
I can't believe what's going on with my body. It's just so beyond. Like it's happened 3 times since we've been sitting here. I've just like gotten hot and then cooled back down.
Maybe also there's some type of something related to the way your childhood was of leaving Ukraine and coming here. And I wonder if your brain is detecting another big move and it's like, oh,
it absolutely
we're fleeing
is.
radiation.
Yeah. And my therapist like puts it all on like trauma moving. She's like,
totally.
She wants to talk so much more about the trauma of me moving that I can't even believe I'm doing any of this. I like made this decision and now I'm going through with it, and it's like, oh fuck.
That reminds me, I have to share this hilarious thing that I've been saving. Okay, so there's this really cute thing that you do whenever it's definitely an anxiety thing, but it's really cute. It like I've really come to, like when at first I think I used to think that you weren't like listening to me, but now I know what it is. Okay, so like when someone is like really excited and they tell you something, your first thought is usually what's going to go wrong and how can you tell them how you're going to fix it before they even like get it out, right? You know what I'm
Oh,
talking
I
about?
definitely do. I'm thinking of an example of me doing
Yeah.
it to you recently.
Yes. And when we first moved in together, I would like be so excited to tell you things. And then you would give me like 2 or 3 ways it was going to go wrong and why I shouldn't do it. But it's this cute protective mechanism. That's what it is. Like now I know that. And I'm just like, oh my God, she's trying to protect me. You know? But there was, we were at a party. We were at Ben Gleib's party. And Jeff Baldinger was telling you about how he wants to move to Austin. This was before you had decided you were going to.
I don't remember this conversation.
I know. I've been so excited to remind you of this. So like he's like talking about how he was thinking about it, or he was there. I don't know. There was something around Austin, and he was like so excited. Dude, you were shutting him down like one thing after another, and his face just kind of like fell. But now looking back, I realize it's because you were already subconsciously thinking about it, but shutting yourself down.
Totally.
That's what that was.
Oh, it was going on with me for at least a year before I made the decision.
For sure.
Minimum at least a
For
year.
sure.
Like it had been in my brain since probably 2023, if I'm being honest.
Mm-hmm.
But not
because you had so much. I remember the emotion of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then like, you know, he didn't think anything of it, but it stuck with me. And now I know it was because you were having fears about that.
Because I bet I was either just about to go there for the first time or I had just gotten
I think
back.
you had just got back.
Maybe.
Or maybe you were about to go.
I think I was about to go because if it was Ben's birthday, which I think is in June, I went for the first time in July. So I think I already like had it booked or I was about to go.
Yeah.
It really was this thing where like up until I made the decision and nobody was asking me about it either. So it was just this internal monologue fight I was having with myself for like a long time before I made this decision, where I was like assuming that someone was going to ask me, and I was prepared to be like, I'd rather fucking eat glass than move to Austin. Like I was so against it, and like waiting for someone to ask me so that I could tell them that. So it's funny that it just like happened the way that it did, and it happened in such a just collapsing way, like everything all at once. At the end, when I went there in February just to like get out of LA post fires, I came home, and as I keep saying, like I did not decide this. It was decided for me. Like the amount of signs that I just kept seeing.
Oh, I was there. There were signs every day. We were laughing every day. Like every single time we turn on the TV, it would be like an Austin reference.
Yep.
We'd be in the car, Austin. It was like non-fucking stop Austin references the second you started talking about it openly. Yeah, that was wild. That was honestly one of the most intense synchronistic things I've ever seen. And I've seen a lot.
Yeah. I have a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. What were some of the ones you had that were crazy good lately?
The TV box.
The TV box. Literally, you had said out loud that you needed a TV box.
Yeah, I got one that day for the exact same size that I needed.
Someone offered you a TV box that day. Yeah. I said out loud how I wanted to go to Egypt on a certain date, and then I ended up getting a trip literally with very cool people on the exact dates of Egypt that I wanted.
Like, do you want to share about your trip a little bit?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. Magical, first of all. Like, I already had a lot of connections I felt to Egypt anyways, just through like meditations and medicine work. Yeah. Also, I have a giant tattoo that is all like about Isis and all the connections with Blue Lotus and things like that. So yeah, Egypt was just a part of me anyways. The pyramid experience, the Great Pyramids was really special. We did like a 3 a.m. tour with that. That was very interesting.
Why did it have to be at 3 a.m.? Is that something?
It was a full moon special night, and they had booked that, and it was like a private tour of the Great Pyramid. So you're going into this chamber, and it is like so intense, so hot. Even though it's October, it's still pretty summertime there. But yeah, it was magical. there's so much to it that I could talk about, but it would take a really long time.
Mhm.
So I will sum it up as it is magical, and at the same time, I have never loved America more. Yeah.
Where do you think you want to go next? That's like a little potentially
Dangerous.
dangerous, but like expansive, or
Yeah.
something that you're like, oh, it's kind of wild to go here. I've kind of had an ambition about this.
Yeah, I'm very called to go to Nepal right now.
Mm.
That's my next big one that I really want to. There's this special. It's like a pilgrimage of sorts that people do around Mount Kailash. I think I'm saying that correctly. And it just looks magical. Like I've been drawn to that for a long time. So I think that's going to be my next big trip for sure.
That's where base camp is.
Mm-hmm.
For Everest.
I definitely
Would
won't be
you?
going that high.
Even base camp is like 14,000 feet.
Yeah. This one, it's definitely higher elevation. Like
Yeah.
I do have to train a little bit for it, but yeah, nothing that crazy. I am one of those people that hallucinates at high altitude, and I get like euphoric and then psychotic.
I probably would too, because you and I both had bubble guts.
We did have
at
bubble
6,000
guts.
feet in Sedona. Are your feet on there? Don't let the feet get on there, because
I know, I just noticed.
that's for Patreon.
Yeah, for Patreon only. Yeah, what do they call it? Altitudes?
I forgot what that's so funny. So I guess it just felt like there was air in my colon. I
Yeah.
can't describe it any other way.
Do you have gas when you get on planes?
No more than usual, I guess.
Hmm.
Altitudes?
The altitudes. She's got a case of the altitudes.
I think maybe, God, I know people I've flown with definitely do.
Yeah. Yeah, one time I was in the AA lounge, and we were going up in an elevator, and these kids were in the elevator, and this kid gassed this elevator so hard that I was like gagging. Like I just like turned straight to him and was like gave him the look of like, what the hell did you just do? And he's laughing. He's with his brother, his dad. His dad didn't even act embarrassed. Like they were just, I guess they were just used to it. I don't know. This same freaking kid sat behind me on the flight, left the lounge, and then ended up getting in line, sat behind me on the flight, farted so much that me and other passengers actually alerted the flight attendant because it was so bad. It was so bad afterwards that I like literally pulled the dad aside and I was like, hey, you need to take your kid to the doctor. Like, this is not normal. He is allergic to dairy, or like he has Crohn's. Like, I don't know what is going on with him, but there's something really wrong with your kid. I mean, imagine people groaning for an entire flight because the farts are so bad. Yeah, that was terrible.
You're more sensitive to scent than I am, but I'm still
so sensitive to scent.
It's like women in general, there's something it's evolutionary biology. Like, we're meant to smell danger so we can like smell if food is bad before giving it to a baby or whatever. Like, it is there's an evolutionary mechanism that makes us better at smelling things than men in general. And it's funny because I feel like in this building, you and I have been assaulted by so many smells.
We're assaulted visually. We're assaulted through smells. We're assaulted by sounds in this building.
Yep.
This building has been, when we first moved in, it was so nice, Galina.
I know. It was just like my favorite apartment that I'd ever lived in. And I'll cherish that memory. Like, I'll say last year living here was my favorite environment that I've ever lived in. And even though like the inside of the apartment obviously didn't change this year, but like the outside, the loss of the amenities, the loss of like the peace and quiet.
I mean, waking up to people fighting, screaming in our courtyard multiple times, people having sex. We bought an air horn. I'm so sad we didn't get to use. We should use it right now. We should use it and just blast all of these people for disturbing our peace on the daily basis. But like, imagine like someone like fake screaming during sex. Like, that's the kind of stuff that we've been dealing with. It's not like, oh, like they're having a good time in their windows open. It's like No, like screaming at the top of their lungs. Like nobody is doing that. Actually, I think Galina screamed at them. She's faking it. Like,
Because I couldn't stand it. It was the type of scream where like you're obviously trying to get this guy to
it's not a
commit.
pleasure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he hasn't. He's like he's not taking you to dinner. You think he might have someone else on the side, so you're trying to act like he has this grandiose penis, and it's like he doesn't. There's no way you're what are you, fucking Henry Cavill over there? No.
No. Yeah. And then also Galina mentioned when we were in the elevator with them, she was like joking about it and they didn't say a word.
Yeah.
You know?
I was like, ugh, the sex screams have been so loud. Have you guys? But that was, I think, before I for sure knew that it was them. And then I realized it was them. And then I was like, good, I hope I made them uncomfortable.
Yeah. I mean, the weirdos in this building in the last year that have come up, like, just like the stuff with the men by the pool.
Yeah.
That alone has just been, it's like so bizarre. The guy that screamed at me in the elevator the other night, like we just had a lot of really weird interactions with men here. Yeah. It's such a weird building. Everyone's a character here. It's like they're a character from a show.
Truly.
This morning, I walked out and there's a guy with food just pouring out of his mouth. And he's like, Merry Christmas. And with food just bubbling out. And I'm like, Merry Christmas. Like, like a show character.
Yeah. And you and I have tried, and we continue to try to shift our attitudes about men.
I've tried manifesting peace in this building so many times. Like it's been included in my prayers and affirmations many times. And then we'll have the power shut off for a day.
Yeah. And it's like so not helpful to us trying to be like, no, men aren't terrible. Men don't suck. And then having these interactions like one of the ones you're alluding to at the pool. I was just down there minding my own business. There's another woman minding her own business, like reading a book or listening to something next to me. And this full grown adult man, like probably around 40, like cooked, done, done growing, not a young man.
Yeah.
Riding on a scooter that he owns, just around the perimeter of the pool, trying to talk to every woman there. Nobody's having it. Everyone's shutting him down. I'm watching like woman by woman shut him down. He gets to me. I'm packing up to leave because simultaneously there were kids just like being so loud that day. And I was like, all right, I got my fix, like enough. And I'm getting up and leaving. And he's like, oh, well, where are you going? And I'm like, it's loud here. I'm leaving. And icing him out and not looking at him, trying to signal, I don't want to fucking talk to you.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, what do you know? How many kids do you have? And it's like, ride away on your little scooter. And then he rides to the woman next to me. She doesn't want to talk to him either.
Yeah, just weird shit like that.
Constantly.
It's bizarre. I've never lived anywhere where it's been stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have had it might be me, and I'm hoping that I'm breaking the cycle now. But I have had like a lot of very bad luck with apartments in LA.
Yeah, didn't you have some like crazy guy trying to like get in people's windows and that, what was the West Hollywood play?
First of all, I had drama at my very first apartment in LA on Motor Avenue in Palms. I had multiple peeping Toms. Ugh. And that was like how I started my experience in LA.
Meth is wild.
Totally.
Like meth changes the whole city with every type of crime. It's just insane. So bizarre.
It's insane. I went from that to moving in with this girl who was like an aspiring actress who would have drank bleach if there wasn't a warning on the bottle. Like she was just...
One time I had a friend that drank bleach when they were trying to get out of a drug test.
No.
Yes.
No.
They thought that you drank the bleach to clear your pee out. Anyways.
Oh my God.
That was just a side story.
Anyways, it was like, it fell apart with her because I just like couldn't, and this was me being like 24, 25, dealing with someone that had like, was just dirty. I remember her mom had shipped her dishes and she took them out of the box and put them in the cupboard. And I was like, oh, what? You're not going to wash the dishes? Like, are you fucking kidding me? It was shit like that. Like her bathroom sink had never been washed. I mean, it was caked with toothpaste and hair and grime. Ew. And it was like she'd never met a Lysol wipe. Not once. So that like turned out poorly because we had a big falling out when I moved out. And then I moved to West Hollywood and it was amazing mostly. Like, it was a shithole, so it had its issues with just being like a shithole, but it was really good. Like, my roommates were amazing back to back to back. And then it was my landlord that became the issue there, and he started Airbnb-ing out units during COVID. And it was so fucking loud. People were partying like on the other side of my bedroom wall. People were just partying.
Hell
We were
no.
having to call the police all the time. Like, it was fucking nonsense. And so I had a fucking falling out with him because I reported him eventually. I was like complaining about these Airbnbs. And then I knew I could go to the city, so I did. And then he tried to like fight me. He knew I reported him, so then he tried to evict me for putting a fucking window AC in the thing. And then he was getting investigated by the FBI for Section 8 fraud. It was like drama. And from there, I went to Venice, which was so fun because we got to be neighbors, and
Yes.
Rachel was there.
That was
But
so fun.
It was so fun. However, I had 2 terrible roommates back to back.
You did have very terrible roommates.
Yeah, so it
Yeah.
was like, that was a fucking shit show.
But the place itself was nice.
The place itself was nice.
Mhm.
I did know the custody schedule of the guy upstairs because it was so loud.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, mostly a good experience outside of getting stressed out by like those roommates.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like glorious here last year, and then all these issues started with the building this year. So like, it has not been smooth sailing for me, like, at any building.
Yeah. We gotta have a clean slate of thoughts for you
Mm-hmm.
as you're going to Austin.
Yeah.
And actually, that's why I'm not in a hurry to find a place, because I literally want like the universe to pick it out for me, so I don't pick the wrong place. Like, I'm dead serious.
No, you're
I'm
right.
Truly, like, I am in no rush. I have places I can go until I figure out the perfect place. And like, literally, that's what I'm doing. So go into this new spot with those like, oh, this is going to be the most amazing building ever. Like, literally talk it up on that ride out there.
And I do feel that way already. I feel like the synchronicities that happened for me to even land in this building that I'm moving into is so amazing. So for that reason, I feel great about it.
I feel like you're going to have a very good experience.
I'm going to have a very good experience. It was like, it had everything I wanted. It's in such a good spot. The fact that I have friends in the building, the fact that it was like so easy to get the place going, and like, that I feel really, really good about already. So you're right.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're probably approaching the hour mark. Yes, we are. So I'm going to ask you this. What are some affirmations that you would recommend? And what are you looking forward to spiritually for yourself going into 2026?
Well, first, I just want to say, before I say that, living with you has been one of the most healing things that like I've ever experienced.
For me too. Give me your hands. We're going to cry.
Sorry, guys, we're going to cry.
Sorry, we're going to be gay and cry.
I, like when I was talking about that like core wound earlier, part of that is like this fear that there's something wrong with me, that like I'm not, if I'm not perfect, then like I'm going to be left or like unloved. And like, even in all my imperfections, which there was a lot, like I said, living with someone with ADD is a lot. You were never disrespectful. You always showed me love, even when I know I was driving you crazy. You always made me feel loved, and like there was nothing wrong with me, and like that has healed me just in ways like I'll never forget. Like, that's like better than any therapy. That's, that doesn't even include like how much I love you on a friendship level. That's just like, just from what you've like done for me. So thank you.
Well, thank you so much. I love you. You're literally one of my favorite people ever.
Literally.
I'm so glad I know you. Same here, because I'm difficult in other different ways.
You're not difficult at all.
You're not difficult at all.
No. This has been a very beautiful experience.
It has. I know. It's been the best way to wrap up my... I'll be back. I'll be back.
Yeah,
Not wrap up my time in LA, but take a
It
temporary
really
break.
is like a closing of a cycle,
I
of a
know.
ceremony.
No,
Or
truly.
something. It's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but affirmations, or you know what? I'll give you my favorite David Guillaume saying.
Yes.
In any situation where you feel like you're going to react, or anything that comes up where you're like, that adrenaline burst that we're having a lot of right now, he teaches to pause. And I like to put my hand on my chest because it kind of brings you back to your heart. So you pause and you say, what a gift, what a gift. And by doing that, it shifts your perspective instantly from like, oh, why is this happening to me, to like, like there's a higher perspective in this. What is the gift in that, And I just feel like that's the most precious thing we can do for ourselves, is just take that pause, and kind of shift that timeline of wherever that was going before, Mind. So yeah, I wouldn't say affirmation per se, but just that, like that alone has changed my life in the last couple months. Just pause. What a gift.
What a gift.
Yeah.
I love that. That's beautiful. Jamie Plaxco, do you want to plug anything?
Galina, Rivina. I mean, okay, so Galina has been trying to get me to be more visible because I am like very anti.
I still owe you an
I know.
edited video.
I am very like anti putting like images of myself out. Like I don't know. I'm just not. I'm not comfortable in that space, But I do plan on doing that at some point one day. But I do have a private practice. If anyone's in California and they feel like they need mental health help, especially like more in the trauma area, that's more my specialty, and OCD also. So OCD and trauma, people find me. My website is lightbabies.net, or you can DM Galina and she can tell you how to get in touch with me. So yeah, that's my plug.
Amazing. Thank you so much for doing the show again.
Thanks.
And thank you everybody for listening.
Bye guys.
Love you so much.
Love you, babe.
Bye.
Bye.